Alright, so here is a System 7, I guess System 7 through 11 nothing power supply. So this one came in with an issue with the 5 volts, or I guess the game resetting, especially in multi-ball. And so I can see obviously that the board had been gone through by a previous tech as far as they had replaced the capacitors here on the board. What I have done is I've actually replaced the old round pin header, or round pin 0.156 headers throughout the board with new square Molex pin headers, as well as desoldered the the wafer pins and resoldered new or reflowed new solder onto those. But I will go ahead, power this up, and grab some voltages here. So we'll start with the displays. So we've got a 5 volts there, and then the positive and the negative, and then the first one is negative 12, and then positive 12, and then 5 volts, and then 12 volts, and a string of 5 volts here. And I have also put a load onto this and ran a meter as well, and I didn't have any jumps below 5 volts, anything like that there, so you should be good to go now. And if you haven't already, I would definitely repin the connector there for the 5 volts that goes into the MPU. But aside from that, you should be good to go, and I'll go ahead and get the other power supply here on the bench. And the second of the power supplies, so same with this one, the capacitors had already been replaced by a previous tech, and what I have done here is replaced all of the 0.156 headers here on the board with new Molex square pin headers. Issue with this one is it came in with no negative voltage for the displays, and so I was going through the circuit trying to figure out exactly where we were losing the voltage at, and I have replaced the 1N4764 as well as the, oh goodness, I can't recall the transistor number there, but the transistor there for the negative voltage. And whenever I had replaced the transistor, we had, I want to say, about negative 50 volts, which was obviously not correct, but then it started slowly dipping down to essentially nothing, and so I then pulled the, I believe it's R4 and tested that out of circuit, and it was actually reading open. So I went ahead and swapped that out, and for safe measure went ahead and swapped the positive voltage side out there as well. And I've already got this powered on, so let's go ahead and grab some voltages here. So this MPU is running a little bit higher on the 5 volts, but there you can see both the positive and negative high voltages back up and running. But the negative 12, the positive 12, and 5 volts, and then positive 12, and a string of 5 volts here, which the 5.5 is fine. It's typically right at 5 volts or 5.1 on these boards, but again, without having a load or anything on there as well. But other than that, we are good to go. Thank you so much.